I'm gonna start a timer right here. I believe that would make this one. Welcome back, everyone. They finally gave us a leaf blower instead of one of those sawdust blowers. I just picked this up from my buddy and I said, hey, can I do a review on it? And he said, you sure can. This is a tool only. We've got a blower tube, a speed tip, and the brushless beast that is leaf blower. Installation on this is gonna be, it's gonna be a doozy. It took me about 3 hours to get it done. You take your speed tip and you hook it in to your blower tube. You take your tube, click, you're ready to go. Now, as nice as this blower is and as excited as I am for it, what would be the fun in just showing you what this can do? So why don't we do a little comparison here? For those of you that have been on the channel, have seen this before, this is my Makita 18-volt leaf blower. This is model number XBU03, Ridgid R01601. The Makita is rated 116 miles an hour at 459 CFM, which makes Makita a big fish in a small pond. The Ridgid is rated at 130 miles an hour and 510 CFM. I believe that would make this one Moby Dick. The Makita goes for $169 tool only on Home Depot's website. The Ridgid currently goes for $189 tool only on Home Depot's website. Makita is rated for 60 decibels, measured at 50 feet. Hopefully you saw that, 72. Ridgid claims to be 84% quieter than a gas blower. So that was weird. In turbo mode, we were getting 65. In non-turbo mode, we were getting 69. They both have variable speed triggers, and they both have cruise control. For those of you that don't know, when you do lock the cruise control, you can put the variable speed trigger wherever you want, and then the cruise control, as they call it, will actually lock it, so it'll then blow, and you don't have to have your finger on the gas. But there is one thing the Ridgid has that Makita doesn't, and it's a turbo mode. Now you can't tell me that turbo doesn't remind you of a nice big 6.7 Cummins turbo diesel rolling down the road at, let's say, 130 miles an hour. The Makita weighs in at 4 pounds, 12.1 ounces. Now that was hard to do right there. The Ridgid weighs in somewhere around 5 pounds, 13 ounces because I can't get it to stay by itself. Yeah, not gonna work. The other thing Ridgid has that Makita doesn't is this beautiful speed tip with a metal scraper for stubborn debris by concentrating the airflow. Or at least that's what I read online. And as per usual, you can get your 3-year warranty on the Makita and a lifetime service agreement on this bad boy right here if you register it. Did Ridgid finally make an actual leaf blower, or do we just have another glorified Ryobi blower? So for the initial test here, we're going to use a 5 amp hour Makita that's fully charged and a 6 amp hour max output that's fully charged. Why am I using these two? Because I don't have a 5 Ridgid and I don't have a 6 Makita. These leaves are very wet. We've already seen what this one can do, so we'll start out with this. As you can see, the ground is very wet. The leaves are wet, there's pine needles mixed in. I think this did pretty good. So before we test this one out, let's do a sound comparison. The Ridgid, that's quiet. The Makita, that's got to be at least twice as loud. Now let's try the Ridgid on turbo. Louder, but still quieter than Makita. In the first competition of sound, the winner's Ridgid. Back to leaf blowing here. This is non-turbo on high. Let's check out what the Makita did there, because honestly, that didn't feel very good. It's hard to say, but I think without hyperactive turbo mode going on the Ridgid, I think the Makita might be a little more powerful. But now we'll see what this Cummins can do. Definitely got more power in turbo mode. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below what you think. They sure seem pretty close to me. I do have two 4-amp-hour batteries here. They're fully charged, but I've only got one of each. Max output, Ridgid, standard, only kind of 4-amp-hour that Makita has. I want to do a battery run test on these two to see which one is more efficient on their batteries. This battery is brand new. I just got it with a chainsaw, and that video is coming soon. This battery is also brand new. I just bought a kit that came with that 6-amp-hour. We're going to see how close they are with these two on, and then we're going to do a run test to see how long these last. 4-amp-hour. What I'm going to do is I'm going to count to 5 seconds in my head, and then I'm going to shut it off. That way I'm going to try to be as fair as possible for the run time. 4-amp-hour. You let me know below which one you think is more powerful. So what we got going on here, and I have no idea if this is going to work. I've got the 4-amp-hour batteries hooked up there. I've measured 25 feet from the end of the tip on both of them. Got a piece of paper set up here because I know from experience on my Makita, when the battery starts to die, the power goes down. This will kind of give us an idea, I'm hoping, as to which one's more powerful. I'm going to start a timer right here, and we're going to time these batteries. I'm going to have to start with the Makita because I'm going to have to hold the turbo mode on the Ridgid the entire time. So I'm guessing with that 4-amp-hour, we're going to be running somewhere in the 8-minute range. Okay, that's my guess. I have no idea what this Ridgid's going to do, but I'd be willing to bet that it's better than the Makita. Oh man, I hope it doesn't take 10 minutes. You can hear the Makita battery starting to die, and now it's really starting to die. And it just shut off at 8:07. At 8:07, the Makita shut off. And you can hear the Ridgid starting to die. 9:27. Wow, that was quite the test. So it took me a second to stop it. 9:27 is when the Ridgid shut off. The Makita shut off at 8:07. It took me 7 seconds to get the Ridgid going, and with that being said, on a 4-amp-hour battery, the Makita lasted 8 minutes and 7 seconds, and the Ridgid lasted 9 minutes and 20 seconds. Let me know which one of these blowers you like better, which one you have, and which one you thought won this competition. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.